been quite some time since these last 2 weekends that you've had swept a weekend. Are you playing your best hockey of the season right now?
I guess if we had a quarter for every time I heard that line. Yeah, we're playing better than we did the previous weekend, so that's what we're looking for, and hopefully that's going to happen again here, this upcoming weekend.
Go ahead.
In the previous 2 times that you saw them, what makes them so difficult? What made them difficult to score against?
Well, they're a tough team to pack it in. You need a bazooka to get it through because they put in 5 guys around their net, and they're really good at shot blocking, and they just are really aware of their D-zone coverage. So it always makes it, when you score a goal up there or here against them, you've really earned it.
The first time you guys played them was the infamous F+ game, and then you were out there. You said you played a lot better, despite what the score might say. What changed between the first one and the second one?
Well, I think the grade F+ probably says it all. The second game was a B. Would have been a lot better if we came out stronger, but it was just, I think, the effort. The effort was there in the second night, and it just wasn't there in the first game. So really not much more to it.
When you talk about effort, what do you think maybe was something that was said, something that happened that finally got the message across to the team?
It was more just kind of getting back to the basics the next night on a Saturday night, switching up a few things, getting ready for that game. Probably stuff they don't want to remember, but that's just the way it goes. And you know what? Just as a coaching staff, we really liked the way that they responded and played much better that second night against Colgate. I think the score would indicate that. And then up there, from the first night to the second, again, it was just plain effort. Although we have to start better up there than we did the first, time we were up there.
When you're playing a team that doesn't give up a lot of goals, how much more pressure does it put on your own defense to not let them take an early lead when it's going to be tough to come back?
Yeah, that's a good question. They're very comfortable playing in 1-goal games. Very comfortable. Always have been since I've been in the league, and even before that, if you look at their scores. So, we also have to be comfortable if it doesn't happen in those 1-goal games where, this series could come down to some one-goal games. You just hope you're on the good side.
How much are you going to strive to keep the penalty box out of the equation, considering their PKs over 92% since December 1st, and meanwhile their power play is over 27% since that same time?
Sure.
It seems like a pretty glaring factor.
Oh, we've tried to curb it the past few weekends, and I thought last weekend we did. So hopefully our guys are smart enough to realize that, which we feel they are, that when you stay out of the box, you're going to have some pretty good results. The one thing you can't control, as we talked about before, is the reffing. Like, that's one night you get a different, you have the reffing crew, and the next night you have a different set of crews. So you have to adjust as quickly as you possibly can to each crew, and that's on us.
Morgan Barron has emerged as a pretty good player for them this year. What have you seen out of him the 2 times you guys have played?
He's just an excellent power forward that works extremely hard, has a scoring touch. So anytime you find a guy like that can play a power forward game and looks like he enjoys playing the power forward game, it's always going to be a tough matchup in college, because there aren't a lot of him out there that enjoy playing a really physical game that has a skill set like that to go along with that. So I would say a guy that we have that kind of plays similar to that is Cole Maier.
Coach, you said between the 2 matchups, the one on the road for you guys was a little bit better, but what makes Lina in particular, and especially a best of 3 series, even more difficult than, say, getting them for 1 shot and then moving on?
Yeah, it's just playing there twice or possibly 3 times. That's the toughness, because it is considered one of the probably top 5 toughest places to play in college hockey. So, but our guys have been there, and and we were there and we played well. We just didn't get the results. So, we can put all that aside. Sometimes I think when you're at these hostile environments, you can't get caught up in the crowd. like it just seems sometimes like there's nothing going on and the place is going bananas. So the guys on the bench or guys on the ice think there's something going on. So you just got to tune that stuff out.
Is there any way a place like that does have a hostile crowd, even though they're against you, they're energetic? Can you still feed off of that energy at all, even when it's not going necessarily in your favor?
You like to think so. We used to joke around, who says these people aren't here for you? So I think we all obviously know the Cornell fans are not there for us. But I think I was talking to a ex-RPI coach, and we were joking around this week saying there are people that would, I don't want to use the word die, but people would really thrive to be in that position that our players are in, to go in that environment and play a best of 3 series. So to me, this is what it's all about. And this is where the Warriors on our team are going to come out and play their best.
Do you see a different confidence over the last maybe 3 weeks, or a different swag with this group?
You know, they've been pretty flatlined. I always like to use the word, you got to be humble about, you're fortunate, enough to move on. But to me, it starts in practice, and I'll be the first to tell you that I wasn't jumping up and down after practice with our effort. I know we had some bodies out, so hopefully we get back today. We got a full squad back, and we're focused and ready to go.
This team doesn't lack for the senior, the upperclassman leadership, but at least on the ice, it appears that Jack Adams has emerged as a leader. Do you see that in the locker room and off the ice as well? And what kind of boost does he give to this team?
Yeah, Jack's attitude has been really positive this year, and we all know this, the story behind him, and he's really done a nice job to when he's on the ice or in practice, he's put all his stuff that's happened behind him, and it was really positive on the bench this weekend. Because sometimes, obviously, things don't go your way, but he was on the bench, and he was really positive. So, yeah, is he a leader yet? Am I going to put him in the Cole class? He's coming, though. He's coming, which is nice to see.
I asked you about Campo a little bit on Friday. Can you just expand on that a little bit? And when a guy's out for that long, how much do you have to keep an eye on him to see if maybe he's trying to do too much too soon to make up for lost time? Yeah. And how much rust can you recognize?
Really, on the weekend, it's a great question for Coach Tapp, working with the D. But I only caught him one time where he was on the wrong side of the puck, and all it takes in a playoff series is one time. But it's going to happen. He's doing the best he possibly can, and I thought he did a really solid job in the 2 games for us this past weekend.
What does he bring to the table?
Oh, he brings speed. He can hit. He does have an offensive side to him, like when he jumps in the rush. So he can jump and be that 4th guy in the rush for us. So I would say, his transition offense, can help us. And I think you're going to probably see a little bit more of that as we continue.
Because of the Cornell matchup, or just in general?
In general, just because he's getting in better shape.
Yeah.
So something we had been talking about with Coach is how this team that you were facing this weekend doesn't give up much in terms of offense. No pressure, but how much more important is your play and the guys around you this weekend?
Yeah, no, when it comes to playoff hockey, this time of year, you just kind of want to focus on what we can bring to the table. We know it's a big, heavy team over there, so we're going to have to keep it simple on the offensive side. And it's playoff hockey, anything can happen, so hopefully we can get a couple goals in there too.
Coach was saying that they're always been very comfortable playing 1-goal games. How comfortable are you guys?
Do you say they are or we are?
They are.
They are? Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I feel like we've been playing a lot of 1-goal games too. This year we've had a lot of tournaments, and look at Ireland and things like that. I think we played in a playoff situation a lot of times this year, so I think we're just as comfortable too. So come playoff time, it should be fun.
You've been obviously really strong in net here over the last few weeks. How much different maybe are the shots that you saw early on from the shots that you were seeing now? And what does that say about the defense and the job that they've done?
I think as the year progresses, teams really tighten it up on the DN. So I think in terms of shots, you see a lot, like quantity maybe goes up, but I think quality goes down. I think teams at this time of the year, like I said earlier, try to keep it more simple, just getting pucks to the net, bodies in front, and try to get tips and things like that. So that's probably what I'd be expecting more with this team. Like I said, they're big and heavy. They like to get guys in front, but at the same time, they are also very skilled, so we're going to have to watch out for that as well.
First time you guys saw these guys was the F+ game.
Yeah.
Pulled and Jake got pulled and
Yeah.
the total adventure.
Yeah.
The second time you guys played better even though you didn't win. What changed from the first time to the second?
I don't know, to be honest. I just think that night that they came in here to Mesa, we just didn't flat out show up. I thought we showed up at Cornell. I think maybe the second time around we came in thinking that, we owed them one a little bit. Granted, we didn't get the result, but I thought we played a lot better, obviously. So.
What's it like playing at Lina, and can you hear the crazy people?
I think actually Lina is one of my more favorite places to play in the country. Obviously, my freshman year. It was when they were number one, and we came in. It was sold out. That was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. I think this past time we played them, they had like a student weekend or something, so it was a little bit less attended, but nevertheless still very fun, and I expect that place to be rocking on Friday. So,
What are some of the things you hear from those fans back there?
a lot of things I probably can't tell you guys, but no, they like to give it to the goalies. It's actually funny you mention that because their locker room is right by their student, or our locker room is right by their student section. So the second we come out, they start chanting my name, and they spell it out, and at the end they yell "Siv, Siv, Siv." But Liam Morgan and Josh Kozak are right with the student section chanting the same thing to me. So, yeah, they do. It's Cornell. I hope they win.
If you rather play in front of a crowd like that, or like that they're so aggressively against you, or a place that's more like silent like a church?
I prefer playing, at a big crowd, big barn like Lina. It's it's way more fun. When you're all said and done, you're telling stories to your kids about playing in front of all those people, not playing in front of 20. You know what I mean? So I think it would make it that much more fun if we could, win or come out winning against a team like that. So.
Darion, coming off a sweep, this team I think is like 7-2-1 in your last 10 games. Is there something different? Do you guys feel different in terms of confidence-wise where you are right now?
Yeah, I feel like we are playing with a lot more confidence. I think we've kind of hit our stride. I talked to you about this. I think it was on Saturday. I feel like we've been playing good hockey for a month and a half right now, even though we have a couple blemishes still in there. So yeah, I'm going into this weekend with full confidence in my team. I know the goal scoring aspect has really picked up. Like I said to you too last weekend, I think we've really been shutting it down on the defensive end. So I think we're going to show up, and I don't think we're a team that people want to play. So
Obviously, you guys don't have a choice going down the road this weekend, and you played really well here last weekend. But I remember one of your teammates a couple of weeks ago said, I think in some ways we kind of thrive on getting out of here and playing on the road. Do you guys feel like that? It's easier sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably more personal for some guys than it is others. Like for me, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just hockey, right? So just kind of focus on the game ahead, and whether you're home or away or not, it shouldn't matter too much. So
It's logical to want a bye, and there's certain advantages to that. You guys had that last year. How'd that work out? I mean, is there something to be said for playing through that bye weekend and kind of maintaining whatever you had good that was wrong?
Yeah, for sure. It's sometimes bye weeks can mess a team up in terms of momentum and things like that. Obviously, last year we had the first round bye, and that didn't work out for us too well. So it's nice to keep that pace, the end of the season pace, where you're playing every weekend, playing hard. Obviously, we got to do that, and I think last weekend was good for us because a good confidence builder, having played well 2 games. So I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. Every team handles it differently, but we're just going to focus on ourselves and take it from there.
One thing I wanted to follow up from the other night when you were talking about your roommate Campbell.
Yeah.
You guys were riding him,
Yeah.
getting back in the lineup. What was that about? Just the fact that he was out for so long?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a relationship thing. It's more him and Morgs. I don't know what it is, but they love to give it to each other. And Liam was telling Joe that he was probably his spleen burst again for shift, things of that nature. So, but no, it's just guys just giving each other crap. So.
But you're around him all the time. How fired up was he? I mean, he must have been dying to get back in there.
Oh yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, I was excited for him to see your best buddy, be out for that long, and it's just, for him, he worked hard in his process to get back, and just to see him get rewarded for that is exciting for all of us, for sure.
Give him anything for hitting the post like 5 minutes into the game.
No, I honestly I thought that went in when that happened. I was celebrating so hard, but it's funny. He just snake bit. I could see he wanted it so bad. On the Saturday night game too, he had a shot from the point that got tipped and went off the ice and went just wide. And I saw he looked up to the stands. He wanted it pretty bad, and so did I. But hopefully we can get him that this weekend, huh?
So over the last 2 weekends now, you've been able to sweep the weekend, something you hadn't been able to do in a very long time before that. What changed in these last couple games? Is there something that clicked into place, maybe?
Could be. I think it's just sort of the full effort for the whole 2 games is a long period of time, obviously. So it's just sort of taking it shift by shift and then putting them together. And we've been fortunate enough to have 2 full weekends there. So we're definitely going to need another one this weekend if we want to keep playing.
Cornell's a team that doesn't give up a whole lot of goals. Really hard when they pack it all in there. For you guys on the offensive end, what do you have to do to kind of manufacture some goals?
We're going to have to spend some time down in their end because obviously, like you said, it's tough to get pucks through and things like that. So obviously possessing the puck down in their end is going to play a big role for us this weekend.
Just the fact that they're physically very big back there, added component to the whole challenge. Getting traffic in front, getting bodies in front.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, most of the league is sort of, there's plenty of hits that get thrown around. But yeah, definitely playing Cornell. They got a big group of guys, so you might have to take a little bit of a beating if you want to get to those tough areas, but it's usually where a lot of the goals are. So.
Why did the light bulb kind of go on the second time you played these guys and you really lost? By all accounts, you guys played a lot better than you did in the 4-0 game up here. What changed the first one and second one? If any.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I guess guys just wanted to make sure that they came back with a better effort because obviously the first time wasn't exactly what we were looking for. So I think we definitely responded and answered back with the second time we played them, and we're gonna need 2 or maybe 3 efforts like that this weekend if we want to keep playing.
As the leader of this group, what's your message to the players? Because you're playing really well right now. It looked like you have a lot of confidence, but Rick said he wasn't too pleased with practice yesterday.
Yeah, just stick with it. I mean, stick with what you're doing. Don't change anything. Obviously, the games are important, but whatever guys have been doing recently, it's been working for them. So if they can stick with whatever their process is, I know it's a little different for some guys than others, but as a team, it's been working for us, so we got to stick with that.
The seeding says Cornell should win this weekend, but the way you guys are playing, what makes you confident that you guys have just as good a shot on the road this weekend?
I think just the season throughout, we've had good results against some really good teams, and obviously some not so great results against teams that the seedings say we should be better than. So I think the seedings sort of all year have been not always reflected what took place on the ice. So I think that those are things that we sort of look past.
Is Line and Rink a fun place to play? Just the student response?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure their students were around the first time we played them. They might have been on a break. So we told the younger guys it'll definitely be different this time around. But yeah, it's a fun place to play and cold, loud, fun place.
How do you guys kind of thrive in that environment and feed off the energy, even though it's not maybe energy for you?
It's why you play, I guess. Sort of just the whole playoff hockey. It's do or die. It could be the last weekend. It could send you on to bigger and better things here. So I think just the playoffs itself, and then it's always fun with the fans, and their band always gives it to you and this and that. So it'll be a fun time.
Part of them being a low scoring team against anyways, their goalie, what's the scout on him? What is he doing?
Just from the past, we haven't looked too much into it yet this week, but from the past, I mean, like we talked about earlier, just sort of getting guys around the net, which is obviously tough to do around their net with such a big group of guys. So I think we're going to need people there because it'll be tough to beat them with just a straight shot.
We ask this question all the time at this time of year, but are the seniors starting to think, let's keep this roll going as long as we can because this is it for us at this school?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, nobody wants this to be their last weekend in the Union College jersey, so I think that definitely plays a big role in it since this is potentially the last one.
With how well you guys have been playing recently, what kind of benefits can you take out of not having that first round bye and just kind of using this momentum that you took out of last weekend into this week?
Yeah, it's interesting. We talked about that a little bit because we've done 2 years with the bye, 2 without. So I think just sort of it just keeps everything in line. It just flows right through. And obviously we have a lot of academics right now because this is week 10 and finals are next week. So I know a lot of guys just hand their thesis in and this and that. So just sort of taking care of academics during the week so we can be ready to go for the weekend.